Welcome to Protected Areas and Poverty Reduction, an introduction to the project and people. Protected Areas and Poverty Reduction is a Canada-Africa Research and Learning Alliance. It is an international community university research alliance project funded by the International Development Research Centre and the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada.
As highlighted in the Millennium Development Goals, alleviating rural poverty and ensuring environmental sustainability are two of the biggest challenges facing the planet, and they are fundamentally and inextricably linked. Extreme poverty inhibits environmental sustainability, and degraded natural environments exacerbate rural poverty. While poverty and sustainability are complex, multifaceted issues that demand concerted attention and a variety of approaches, Protected Areas and Poverty Reduction Canada-Africa Research and Learning Alliance addresses the challenges of reducing rural poverty and promoting environmental sustainability through a focus on protected areas and adjacent communities in Canada, Tanzania, and Ghana. Protected areas can and do mitigate biodiversity loss, protect ecosystem function and integrity, and generate significant socioeconomic benefits at local to national scales. As a result, calls to increase the number and extent of both marine and terrestrial PAs, protected areas, have multiplied. At the same time, however, an increasing number of studies have suggested that protected areas can sometimes lead to the marginalization of local communities, increases in human-wildlife conflicts, inequity in flows of economic benefits and costs, the exacerbation of poverty, and the erosion of support for conservation. As a result, many protected areas are at a crossroads. If protected areas are to succeed in reducing poverty and supporting environmental sustainability, ways must be found to 1. Maximize the delivery of equitable benefits associated with protected areas, such as tourism. 2. Better manage human-wildlife interactions. 3. Reconceptualize and improve PA governance. And 4. Mobilize knowledge between academic researchers, community organizations, visitors, and managers. Our Protected Areas and Poverty Reduction Canada-Africa Research and Learning Alliance includes academic, community, and government partners in each country and supports innovative research, capacity building, and collaborative learning in each of the 4 areas described above.
Now here are some of the people involved in the PAPR project.
I'm Grant Murray. I work for the Institute for Coastal Research at Vancouver Island University. I have a Canada Research Chair in Coastal Resource Management. I'm the co-director, so I am responsible for the Canadian half of this project. The project is roughly divided into 2 parts. There's the Canadian side and an African side. Ghana and Tanzania are equal partners there. And there's a co-director on the African side. So he and I share responsibility overall for the project.
I'm a faculty member in the Department of Tourism and Recreation, Vancouver Island University. I am one of the what's called a co-applicant. So Grant Murray is the principal investigator, and a number of us are co-applicants. These are people that are contributing our intellectual energies and our previous experiences toward developing the concept of the project and implementing the research and supervising others and coordinating the various project activities. Students that we now have at the University of Victoria doing a PhD program from Ghana and Tanzania, as well as from Canada, and a number of undergraduate students from VIU and a few from the University of Victoria. These are people that are perhaps working out at the universities and have an interest in our project, and we provide some mentoring there as required. That's the main supervision. We also are linked with other researchers that we're calling PAPR Fellows.
I'm Leslie King. I am a professor at Royal Roads University. I am a co-applicant, which means that I was instrumental in writing the proposal with Grant and Rick and the others, and I supervise the PhD students, both the African and the Canadians. I serve on the KMB committee, the Knowledge Mobilization Committee. I conduct research on the governance theme and also on the KMB theme of the project.
My name is Philip Dearden, and I'm the chair of the Geography Department at the University of Victoria. I had some influence, I think, on the design of it and the way that we framed it, and so I think the design phase was important. I guess my main role since implementation is in the supervision of graduate students. So I'm supervising 6 PhDs working in Africa, and so I spend quite a lot of time looking at their work and reading and doing their proposals and these kinds of things.
My name's Ken Hammer. I'm a professor at Vancouver Island University. Well, the main role that I've taken on is actually as the chair of the KMB committee. So that's my main role, but I'm also, I guess you'd consider, part of the Canadian team. And so I get involved in Canadian team meetings and even some of the project management from time to time.
My name is Terry Dorward. I come from the House of Highway here in Tlaokwit. I am the project coordinator for Protected Areas Poverty Reduction. I'm involved with the tribal parks on many different levels. Involved with project management, overseeing the Tribal Parks Guardian program, as well as creating employment opportunities for our people within the traditional territory of Tlaokwit.
My name is Tori Stevens and I work for BC Parks as the terrestrial ecologist.
I was asked to be on the advisory committee. It's almost as if I'm an outside member and I bring sort of the eyes and the ears to look at the scope and the objectives and make sure that progress of PAPR is according to what they've laid out. I've sort of concentrated on the governance side of it and on the knowledge mobilization.
Bob Hansen. I work for Pacific Rim National Park Reserve of Canada, and I'm a wildlife human conflict specialist. The role primarily has been on the knowledge mobilization side. So the Wild Coast project has been underway since 2004, and there have been over 18 different projects that have pulled together information on that relationship and explored the dynamics of wildlife-human conflict. And where we find ourselves now is that to follow through on this whole initiative, the most important thing we have to do now is to connect this information with people who can use the information so that it's actually makes a difference on the ground. And also we're exploring the effectiveness of our educational efforts. So we're trying to look at that in a formal, rigorous way to actually try to measure effectiveness and see if we're actually making connections for people, if we're causing the light bulb to go on, basically, in terms of increasing understanding.
My name is George Patterson. I'm the director of Tofino Botanical Gardens, and we're a partner in the project. Our role has mostly been one of what I'd call logistical support. You know, we try to provide a place to have meetings. We have provided places for participants to stay when they're out here doing research, help make connections with the local community.
My name is Aggie Wheel and I work for the Department of Recreation and Tourism Management at Vancouver Island University. My main role in PAPR has been facilitating undergraduate researchers working on topics related to it.